Hi, welcome to Tasty Treats 2020 with GourmetQuilter. We're doing 20 different programs this year, and the one that I'm working on just at the moment is some tree appliques. So there's 20 different trees and that goes over 20 days, so there's one each day for 20 days, and we've done up to block 13. So the one I'm doing today is for tree number 14. So this is the forest so far. It's looking a very varied forest. I'm quite liking it. I would like to be going for a walk in that forest. So tree 14, so we're now on to, this is the diagram of all the trees, and we've done the first two rows. So we're on this lower row on the home stretch of trees now. So for tree 14, a fairly straightforward sort of pine tree. This is the pattern. If you've already signed up to receive the pattern from GourmetQuilter, there's a diagram of the finished block here and the shapes ready to trace here. I've already cut my background fabrics out and my shapes, and they've all got the paperback fusible webbing on them. So I'm just going to finger press in the background piece down the center line, because this tree is tall and slender. Probably hasn't got a lot of different places it can go. And then I'm going to pop the piece number 1 is the trunk. That goes on first because that goes under the tree, so I'm just going to make sure I leave enough space at the lower edge there, and I can just double check that, make sure there's enough room. It may be a touch high, and then peel the paper off this one and position this. So I'm using a steamer seam, which is a little bit adhesive when you take the backing off, so it makes it quite straightforward for positioning. I've got my finger press line here, and the top of the tree is pretty much lining up with that, so it's all looking pretty good. I've got a similar distance on the sides. I think my tree is ready to iron in place. So fairly straightforward with the applique on this one, because I'm going to free motion it. I'm going to pop a stabilizer behind. I'm using just a light cotton batting, and I'm just going to iron that onto it, and I'm going to be stitching through the batting as well. I find that gives me a really good surface to do the free motion stitching. And I'm going to go to the machine. So we can do this one. It's pretty straightforward, just following the edges. I'm going to start at the trunk and come and go straight onto the green and all the way around, all in one go. So kind of fun, and what could be better than that? A fun tree. So I'm going to do the trunk first, starting here. And then I'm just going to skip onto the tree, just onto the edge there, and then I can start coming all the way around the tree, just close to the edge, just taking my time with that free motion straight stitch. Probably end up with a fairly small stitch because you're concentrating about staying on that edge, so it makes your hands want to go a little bit slower while you're thinking. So I'll just keep going around. It's really all the same process now. I'll keep going around and show you when I get to the other end. So I'm just coming down to that last bit. I've been all the way around the tree. This is a fun little tree to do. And back to where I went onto the tree there, a couple of stitches just to lock it. And there's my nice little pine tree. So that I'm sure there's lots of places where you're going to need a nice little pine tree applique on something, either in a quilt, on a bag. Maybe you'd want to wear it on a shirt. Let me think about that. So that was tree number 14. So we're doing pretty well with our trees in this little forest here. So this one's going to go down here. I don't know if you can still see them down here. This forest is definitely growing. So there's a few more to go, so thank you with tree number 14, and there's more information on gourmetquilter.com. Otherwise I will see you again with tree number 15.